Smell smoke. They should make a firefighter cologne. Call it smoke. Some days, like today. Oh, I went to go put up those posters, not poster, but just a petition because get all those prideful band workers, counselors. Oh, my funding didn't go through, so I'm not going back to school. And maybe that's a sign. Maybe I'll go back later when I have my kids. But I really missed them a lot. Like, I may not seem like it. My little baby, our baby, when she was born a preemie. And she had difficulty at birth. And I haven't seen her for over 3 years. What really bugs me is like I did all this treatment thing and I still have problems with even getting visits. I think because they're PGO, I think they're just treating us like least prioritized. I'm so tempted to drink right now, but I'm trying so hard not to. It's so easy to get it, but just gotta go. Like, remember I told you, I was like, the liquor store just like right downstairs. It's like you can get anything over here, it just costs more, and yeah, but I'm trying not to. So give me strength, Lord. And I feel like that's what the devil like he does. Like he's a spirit. Like he just wants you to feel depressed, so you could easily fall into alcohol or drugs or whatever people do. But mine was alcohol. Gave up weed last couple days. I don't know. Like I said, days go by quick. Some days go by slow. Hard to explain. Sometimes I don't even know what's real or not. Sometimes, like I told you, that one spiritual attack I had last year. That really scared me, to tell you the truth. I think that's what people go through, the fear. The fear is like, I don't know, indescribable. Like, I just started praying Psalm 91. I had to learn it real quick. Like, that's all I've been. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He's my refuge, and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the foulest snare, from a deadly pestilence. If you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. Never get the rest. Gotta learn that. Oh, yesterday. I didn't even know, like, he gave me a Psalm 22, Genesis 26:22, Psalm 3:1. And that's the only scripture that I read. Come down here. You see me all the time coming here, going on top of there. Like, all this stuff, I just think I'm supposed to do that. He doesn't tell me anything. I just think I'm supposed to do that. Oh, that spiritual attack thing I was going to talk to you about. I thought it yesterday, that scripture that he gave me. I've been reading just that part there. And yesterday I was watching that. It just comes up like that, like the gang thing with that. What's that pastor's called? He goes, for some reason, I don't know why, but I like black gospel for some reason, maybe because Blues Brothers. Remember where he's getting the Holy Spirit? And that's what I think people don't really understand. Like in the Bible says, are they drunk this type of morning and all this stuff? I believe that because it just takes over your body. Like you can't explain it unless you really experience it. It's one of those things. But it's a personal choice. I'm glad I chose. But some days I told you it's just all that spiritual attack thing. The other phone, the one that fell down, I told you, I put it on the windowsill and I turned around to grab something and it fell right on the screen. This is the only one that's not cracked. Guess whose is it? I got 3 phones. One for the spirit, one for my Lord, one for the fire. Oh, right here, I dropped that phone. Oh, about that spiritual attack thing. I borrowed my uncle's vehicle. I thought it was that serious. I felt like I was supposed to get the message out there. And that was those 3 scriptures that I told you about. And I went to 2 churches. It was closed. Yeah, my uncle was at, I just went over there. For some reason, I just told him I'll borrow his vehicle, truck across it. I just took off to town. It's like 72 kilometers away. I got there, I went to those churches. It was like they didn't believe me. That's what I was saying. Like, is it in my head or is it what's going on? And then, I don't know. I just felt like there was people after me, and I guess it was all in my head again. And then, remember what I told you about the car accident we had a long time ago? Me and my cousin rolled it. I took the blame, and that where it happened is just like the first turn going down to high level. I don't care. Let's say where I'm at. I'm not gonna hide nothing anymore. It's true. So, anyways, this was like when I was 17, 16, 17, 18 or something like that. So sometimes like I don't even remember my 20s and 30s, and when I just think of certain things and it just brings it up, and I think I suppress all those memories and stuff. Because a lot of things did happen to me. People don't even know about. Check this out. I don't know if you can see it. I'm scarred head to toe. I stepped on the nail when I was younger. That's why it happened in front of my dad, and I thought he would care or something. He just ended up getting mad at me. I stepped on a nail. He had like a hammer, and he took it out. It was rusted nail. He told me to go inside, put it in salt water. And I could have been a mechanic right now, but my dad never really taught me. Like I said, he was there physically, but he was there emotionally. Grew up in a residential school. And now I did some research, and they just treated people. Speaking of that, there was a guy that was in jail. He passed in a hospital bathroom. He's one of those guys that hangs around high level drinking themselves to death slowly. He said that. I was in a cell with him, like I was telling you, Peace River Correctional Center. I was in there. He's from the other reserve. He told me that they had it rough, like to use the bathroom, they only gave these kids in a residential school just 3 pieces of squares. That's one story he told me. And they would have the nuns and priests, they would select these bullies or whatever, because the nuns can't hurt people, right? Don't obey them or whatever. They'd be punished. You just tell these older kids, bigger kids, to fight them, beat them up or whatever, hurt them. Yeah, it affects me to this day. I think I'm passing it on to my kids, because, like, if you knew me from maybe last year, before that, I was like a quiet person, avoiding controversy, whatever, confrontation. But the only time I ever got violent and all that stuff was when I was drinking. See, that's why alcohol is a spirit. If you knew me back then, I'm like a quiet person. I wouldn't be talking to you like this. It wasn't for him. Everybody at work knows that. That's why I told you, it was like at work, they have the mentality that you don't talk to them or ignore them or just don't be around them. They just automatically think that you're better than them or you don't like them. See that common mentality they have. But I'm glad I got away from that. I left that. I'm a firefighter, wildland firefighter, crew leader, and I only went as a sub. Like I told you, this guy, I told him some things and condemned himself. I was like, I told everybody, like, I don't know, most of them, all the managers and stuff. Well, general manager, I spoke with him, and I just told him that even at work, there's some people like to work, some people like to stand around, sit around, talk shit all day. Because I know the concept of wages and work, right? So people just want to get paid for free, but I guess it's just I'm different. Oh, that's what I wrote walking over here. I don't know what I wrote. Like I just write things and whatever. I just post things and I don't look back at it. Like I just posted it once and like even this playing, practicing, whatever, soccer, hacky sack. I just take one take and I don't do it over and over. I don't know if this makes sense. Some built for this, some made for pain. We're not the same. You live a life like a game. Once it's over, where you going? I don't even know if that makes sense. I need an assistant. Sorry, Lord, I'm just earthly and stupid. Just that like these things. Like I'm going for Christ, praying and sowing. No, I'm going for Christ, praying, sowing. Growing, I'm not owing any punishment, only rewards. Whatever you say, Lord, is word. Read Romans 8. I gotta still do that. Song, Jesus and I have been to jail. That's what I like to think because that's what I said. I just got down on my knees one time. Like I was in a cell the whole time. Everybody was double bunked, but I just had my own. I was like own cell. Got down on my knees and just prayed. And me and this other guy here, we went for bail about 12 o'clock in the morning. That time, I got out on no cash bail 3 times. And then people were like, how did you do that? People don't even get that. I guess one thing that really, I think it helped was I heard that I was wanted. I didn't even know someone charged me. So I went to go turn myself in voluntarily to get it over with. Then about a month or 2 later, I got out. And I said on another video, like people who joined gangs back in the 1990s, there was one gang that everyone joined. And to this day, every time they go to jail, they have to check into PC, protective custody. And me, I went there, like I was in GP, General Pop, about Unit 1, Range C, something cell, I don't know, it's way in the middle somewhere. That's what I told you yesterday. I was like, we're watching TV, and then some guy will be like lighting a cigarette. He'd be like, just look straight because the camera there, right? There's a big corridor, long corridor. The cell's on that side. Window, freedom outside. Then he'd be like, just look straight. Just pretend you're watching TV. There'd be like a big flash, and he lights a cigarette, puff it, brings it into the cell. That's funny. That's funny. It's a big, huge flash, and they can't see it. Maybe they do, but they can't see it. They can't do anything, right? That's another thing too. Like someone says, as soon as the guard does his rounds, like he waits for the door open. Someone has to warn everybody. One guy used to say, "Yep," and then whatever you're doing wrong, you just put it away. I saw one guy get beat up so bad they thought they killed him because he was just knocked out because just banging his head on the. Yeah, I just checked. I just took a peek when that stuff like that happens. Like everybody just crowds around the whatever cell they're fighting. Call someone a goof, and that's fighting words. Hey, that's a. You hear a goof? Someone calls you a goof, you have to fight it or you're a bitch. Fighting's not hard. You just can't fight when you're sober. I do that roundhouse kick. Max sees one every time I used to do that. Max used to say, "Don't do that. It looks funny." And she wouldn't let me listen to country. Is that weird? Toxic. I got maybe what did I say last time? Sometimes God allows bad things to happen to you to get you away, maybe to get you away from certain people, places, or things. And maybe he was like trying to get me away from him because she left me like twice before. I got back with her. Oh, that's one thing I regret. Oh, my cousin, one of my family members rolled a quad the other day. Remember I was on the hill and you seen those two quads cruising? That one of them, he was using the dark green one. And I was just standing up there and, excuse me. Then I was going back from standing on the hill. It's going back to the road and there's two panels with lights went flying by. Well, one. Then the other one, that's when I got, like my tire got flat. Had to push it. Got to the store. That's when you seen those cops there. That's I was like, someone probably robbed it. You know, that's what we're gonna do long time ago. There was a store in town. We were planning to rob it. I think we would have got caught right away. We're gonna steal a vehicle. I had this was back in the day when I was a teen. I had a sawed-off shotgun. Actually, I had two. I stashed it over there. Remember where that trail is? Today's rat root, right around there. I was drinking in town. I think I was 16. I went to town. My cousins are older. They stuck me into a bar. Wintertime, I got ID'd. I got kicked out. And I was walking around. I met some guy walking in front of me, towards me. Looks like he was trying to hide something. And he pulled out one of those things that cops use. Extenders, like a baton. Then when I guess he was about to hit me, he was like, "Give me your jacket." And I just took it off. I gave it to him. Then I guess it was too smaller, so I gave it back and we just started talking. I guess he had to argue with her girlfriend. And then we ended up stealing a cab from Shells. Some cab driver pulled up. He didn't see us. We're sitting in the back. And then he went inside. I ran over there, got in, drove away without even thinking. And we had that cab for 2 days. We came over here, picked up my sawed-off shotgun in a bush I threw there. It was rusted, but it still worked. It was like when I was a teen. I had two of them. But my mom found it, the two in my bed with a whole bunch of shells, and she threw it away in that river over there. She took it apart. And that time too, 3 of us broke into the store. I just went upstairs. I was looking around and I seen these 2 guns leaning there. I just grabbed it without thinking. We went walking back to. Oh, we got caught because his brother was like giving out cigarettes free, and then that's how they caught us. We stashed underneath the cellar. Anyways, that's how we got caught. And yeah, just stupid things like that I regret. Like back in the day, I just thought I was cool. And it's not. But it's prevalent nowadays. See it everywhere. Like out there, kids need to go to school. They can't write proper graffiti. Much more better in there. School is much more better. Yeah, I just came here. I was just kind of depressed. I don't know why. That's why I just came this way. I was walking and John 3:16. Oh, yeah, I saw a lady. I was like, why you guys pray to statues? She was like saying something about a photo. So that is still like the same, right? I think, in my opinion, it's like you're praying to something. When I come here, I like look this way. You don't need a church. It's just a relationship with God. It's not a religion. It's just a relationship with God. And it's easy for me because I grew up alone and I don't need nobody. I have no problem with it. So what would you call people like that? Loners, introverts, or I don't know, I think. Yeah, I was really looking forward to go back to school, but my band didn't. Like, they said they pleaded the funding, and that I was talking to that lady where I went to go get social assistance essay, welfare, what do you want to call it? See, I'm one too. OMG, once a month, gangsta. That's the other place, they just come out Mother's Day, Chemo Day, first of the month or end of the month, 30th, first, doesn't Tuesday or Thursday. That's when they give out checks. But mine belongs to him. Got a tithe. That's important. Like, I don't even have food right now. There's no food there. Maybe make some oatmeal. But I don't know. I got a tithe. That's the first thing. But I don't like talking about, but that's what I do. It's the truth. So I like to do things in secret. I don't like to promote things. I don't want attention. I don't want likes. Because I feel like I've been on the other side of how people feel. I know what it's like to be talked about. I know what it's about to be lied about. I know how it feels like. So that I don't do that to the next person. I just want to help. Oh. That's why I plan to build treatment centers. Other side and church. I don't even have any money, but I have faith in him. He's working on something. I text my lawyer to see if there's any updates about my kids. Trying to get a hold of our caseworker, but there's no answer. That tree's drunk. That Australian guy, he's from Australia. The strike team leader, got to know him. He's like fascinated. But where we live, like, I don't think nothing fascinating about this. Once you grew up with something, you just get used to it, and some things that are important not even to other people is not even important to certain people. That's why, I think kids should start learning things at an early age, so they know what work is about. Because I know some people that the parents took care of them all their lives, and once they're gone, they just seems like they're lost. They don't know what to do. I don't name names, but people close to me. I got kicked out at 16 for arguing with my mom. Well, she sent me to treatment first, against my will. I woke up one day, there was a social worker there and a cop. They're like, get up, you're going to treatment, and Calgary. I was like, what are you talking about? I thought I was dreaming. I was trying to go back to sleep, and then woke me up again. It was for real. My friend was sleeping over. He was sleeping on the top bunk. Then he took me to the local jail. I was 16, and so yeah, 16, 15, 16 around there. Waited a couple of days, hours in a cell. They brought me to the airport. Small plane. Where they go south, they jumped on a bigger plane. It was a culture shock. Never seen so much people in my life. And the whole time I was swearing at that social worker. His name was Derek back then. I don't know where he is, but it's a long time ago, 1996. And when the cops came to the big airport, and then they looked at that, they asked that social worker, I guess he was mad at me. Swearing at him the whole time. He was like, do you want him handcuffed? And he was looked at me. I was like, yeah. Right when he said that. So they handcuffed me and shackled me. I was wearing shackles, walking out that big airport. That was, I don't know how to explain it, but he was just staring at me. I could walk fast. And then I thought, I just had a mentality like, if you want me to criminal, then I will. And I eventually did. Which I regret. Because back in the day, I don't know, when I was a teen, I thought going to court was cool. My mom used to take me every month, and I don't know, I feel bad about it. It's embarrassing. But that's a party of power of media. I know someone that thinks they're a celebrity to the point where he thinks other people's kids is his. I used to listen to Snoop Dogg, Murder Was a Case. That's the first tape I ever bought. And my life went a different direction. Until last year. Well, 2017. Yeah, God allows certain things to happen. Everything happens for a reason, I believe now. It did hurt though. Like, but like I said, I'm built for pain. I'm made for this, I guess. Physically, emotionally, doesn't matter. And I don't really care what people say too. And I don't even read the comments. But sometimes I do. I do look back at my videos like, who's that anyway? Like, because it's kind of, if you knew me from way before, everybody knows at work I'm a quiet person. I don't like being around a lot of people. That's why you see my videos, like those firefighting videos, like I'm in a bush, middle of nowhere, by myself all the time. And you're not supposed to do that. You're always supposed to pair up because, oh, that one time in fire camp, I was bringing we're on the fire line, it's the middle of nowhere. I was bringing this busted hose, I ribboned it up, I was bringing it back to the pad. I was cruising and my radio went off and I heard something crack. I looked that way, there was a bear looking in someone's day pack, lunch bag, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I just went walking back slowly. Those guys weren't even that far, maybe from here to the blue thing there. Yeah, this last shift too. The chopper had to scare away a bear. Kept on coming around every day. They usually do that when people throw their garbages in the bushes. The bear starts hanging around there, so the chopper had to scare it away, hover above it, and scare it off, and it still came back. Another video too. A bear bit into one of those gas cans. My brother was there. He was a pump man at the bladder. They had a bladder because there's no water source. Usually when that happens, you have to use hand tools. But I'd rather, sometimes they carry an axe, but I think shovel is like more effective than an axe. You just scrape off the ashes. Then it smokes up a bit, it flares up a bit, and then just goes up. The river's right there. That way I had a bad trip on some drug I smoked. I was running around that way. Oh, remember when walking on the other side, they have like a sand pit there? That's what I crossed 2 muskies that way. Because I was on a bad trip. I thought people were after me. And I guess I was hearing and seeing things. And at the end, I was like, fuck it, if they kill me, then just so be it. I'm walking back, and slowly, right in front of my eyes, are like these black figures. They're just like disappearing. Like, say they're standing right there, and they just like disappear right in front of my eyes. Yeah, that's the reason why I don't do that. I mean, I'm scared of that. Any types, but weed, I gave that up. I showed that video, I threw it away. Haven't smoked since then, haven't drank for quite a while. I'm trying to get my kids back. But I don't even have a home. I'm staying at my auntie's house. She's the only family that is helping us. And once it all goes through, she's the only person that I'm gonna bless. But the churches are first. Yeah, I called a building today. Called the band office because over here it's kind of hard to get a signal. Like if you look at it from the air, it looks like a sea of trees. It's like a little island here. All this place from there is all trees. Muskeg mostly. Muskeg is like kind of, you have to dig everything up. Like if it's in a muskeg, you have to dig it right to the ground. Soak it, dig it up again and soak it. Yeah, firefighting's fun, but you know, I don't mind doing this if he wants me to. But I don't even know. Like sometimes I don't even know why I'm doing this. I don't even know if people watch this stuff. The other video I showed where I don't know what year was this, but I hung myself. I don't know if it's the. Now I think about it, it just scares me because what if I died? Not knowing Jesus, I don't know where I would have went. I heard someone do that before. I don't know why I did that. My mom or someone got mad at me. I think it was my mom and what's her name. And just went downstairs, grabbed I had that stereo, it plugs off, and without thinking, tied it up around my neck and just stepped off the coffee table. As soon as I did, not even like 1-2 seconds, everything went black. My eyes are open. Like, I don't know, it's just a darkness goes, I guess. And I woke up twitching on the ground. That's what is funny. At that moment, I thought it was funny because, I don't know, I woke up, I was like twitching. My leg was twitching and I took it off my neck. I put it underneath. I took the cord, I hit it. Never told anybody for about 10 years later. And that's what scares me the most because, oh, my mom never got in an accident when she was like 6 months pregnant with me. And then 6 months after she died, I got stabbed 7 times. This is not self-inflicted. This is self-defense. I don't know if you can see it. But I did used to do that long time. Oh, this was chicken right here. I don't know if you know what that is. Chicken is like where you put your arm against someone and you put the cigarette right in the middle. Me and my cousin were doing that, and I think I won once. I think. See, that's another form of pride. Chicken, it's getting scarred up. So, but this is just earthly bodies, so it's temporary. And God does not look at the image, how a person looks. He looks at the heart. I think that's what people don't get. He could use anybody. It's just you gotta. Sometimes I'm surprised at why would he choose me. Like I was just okay, just being a nobody, minding my own business, and I just thought I was alone this whole time. Oh, I almost drowned in that river over there too. Where across there is like I tried to swim across. I had those swimming trunks. I got down there. There was like these big, huge jeans, baggy jeans. Jeans get wet, it gets heavy, right? I just started swimming across, and as soon as I started, I just felt like I was going down, but I kept going. Made it halfway as I started choking on water, and my friends helped me. Works at the store there. And my late cousin, the one that killed himself, he's the one that, when I got out at the other side, I didn't want to swim back because I was scared. He swam across this way, and he grabbed that canoe, came and got me. Yeah, he hung himself. I was working on a tomahawk, so I have to do that. And I think it was last year. My other cousin hung himself too. And I think not too long ago, someone blasted themselves. And I did warn our band about that. It's like, you need to do something about that, address that. And this was near the second one, I think. When the other person saw in the video, the other video was like, the house on the right, left. One of the reasons why I'm having a hard time even getting a home. I never had a home from the band this whole time. Now I think about it, never had a home all my life. Stayed with my mom, got kicked out of there, moved in with my grandpa till about 08, I think. Started going to school, they had a college here, and that was around the time that my son's mom left me. Kind of knew something was up because you're like getting pictures or something like that. Hide it, I didn't say nothing, but eventually she left. I was like kind of sad, but went to school. Even though I know that's all. Look at my family right now, and it's like we're the same thing, but he's the one that rolled the quad. Can't really speak to people nowadays because try to give them help and advice. All they say is 2 words, I know. And I told my auntie, I was like, I forgot what I said. When you try to give a person helpful advice, all they say is I know. And I told her, I was like, what progress have you made since your last I know? And then she was drinking, came in. And then I told her that, and she was like, stop preaching to me. And then I was like, I know. And I went downstairs. Never seen her since then. Now she's sober. And people who are legally married still, they gotta deal with that because if not, then it's always gonna affect you. If you're married still, you're with someone, it's always gonna be like that. You gotta get it fixed legally, paperwork. Nowadays, people just get married and divorced right away. And people getting abortions because Maybe a girl likes a guy, gets with her. Maybe the guy just wanted a fling, and she's left with a kid, and what has not. I don't know. You know. You know the rest. But I think it's wrong. Everybody has choices. Everybody have free will, and they're gonna deal with that at the end. But that's the thing. That's why I think there's that Hosea 4:6, why people perish for the lack of knowledge, and not perish doesn't always mean dying, like DMX said. He's like, it means being lost. You know, like being lost, just being out there doing the same thing every day, like they are here. They wait every day for welfare essay. That's what I got the other day because the band didn't give my funding, so I showed that letter. And there's a meeting here on the 18th, and whatever that the letter. What did it say? Leadership is a huge responsibility, blessing, and a burden for our people and for future and for generations to come. I don't know, but I'm gonna say that and walk out. That's it. Because they're very prideful of their education. Like that won't get you to heaven. It's good down here, but up there, I just want 2 words from the Lord. Well done. So I'm trying, even like right now, like I was walking this, I was just depressed. I don't know why, and things like I just forget about things sometimes. My kids, I miss them, but I just try to keep busy, try to stay sober. Everybody knows best around here. Like when a person wants to stop drinking, finally, alcohol comes magically. Either someone will either ask you if you have anything to drink or do you want to drink. That's what happened to me when I was playing soccer the other day. I was playing soccer, just like concentrating this way, and next thing you know, I turned around, there was like 3 of my former enemies, I guess, walking this way. And I guess they just wanted to go check out. Like that one guy was like, it was at least someone's doing something, and they went to go check out. They said, yeah, all 3 of them went to get along with, but because they tried to steal a bottle, they're fighting me, and then they left. 5 minutes later, someone came with a stick. That's why I wrote that I did it with a 2x2, 2x4. Stabbed. Never been shot though. Oh yeah, I almost been shot accidentally. We're hunting a long time ago in that direction. Hunting rabbits. Saw a rabbit there, and the guy that fired me for not selling them T3s for pills. I remember when I said I got suspended from fire the other, when is this, 2022 I think. Came back from college, started fire. I think the second shift I got suspended because I told a hack member off, and you don't know what hack is, it's just above base crew. Sad enough for my crew, and I got suspended. It's a white guy. Gringo. I don't know what that means, but I heard it in a Mexican movie. No offense, but how? Many moons. What I was thinking, I was like, Jesus, take the paddle, control the canoe. Yeah, it's a myth. They still do pay GST, and we get $5 a year for keeping the treaty. That's what I brought up when I got my $5 out there. I was like, the treaty should change with the times, the currency. Like $5 maybe been a lot back in whenever the treaty was signed, 18 something. I think it was 1492. Columbus tried to find India, found North America, trying to find the Northwest Passage, and he came across natives and thought they were Indians, and started calling us Indians. Yeah, I used to play hand games. Well, I still do. Like, signs and this way, 8 players. Used to dance, T-dance a long time ago. This is our culture. And it's very different. There's many different types of natives. Just like there's many different types of white people, right? There's Germans, rednecks, albinos. I don't even know. But yeah, we don't use feathers. We don't actually share our culture. We don't expose it out there. Like, go now, taking Aboriginal Studies 30 about our people. Then the people, there's only one paragraph of our people. They just said we live over here. That's it. But there's other, other nations, tribes, whatever you want to call it. They just, well, that's them. I don't really. Everybody has their own culture. Ours is different. We don't use feathers. We use ribbons. And I could speak very well. I understand very well, but I do enjoy that. Or tadintle. You know what that means? It means run. That's why we say jihtintla. And they say tadintle. They have a lot of. My dad's from there. The same. We have 3 reserves. Same people, but they just talk different. We're different. They live where mud is. Us, we live on rocks. Oh, rocks. That's my other nickname from my uncle a long time ago. They call him Saddam. Yeah, because he just looks like him. That's what they say to it. But yeah, I understand very well. I just can't speak it. I know, God, that means rabbit. And it was in a World War II documentary called Code Talkers, Navajo Code Talkers. And that's one of the reasons why we we did actually win the war, because, the Enigma, whatever, they cracked that code, and Japanese thought that Native, I don't know, they're like, what kind of language are they speaking? And he was like, are they talking underwater or something? They couldn't, well, it's all history, right? So they don't get like the recognition that they want. Without them, they probably, communication's important in war, I think. Like right now. And yes, everything is spiritual. It's not physical. Spirits can't hurt you. Ephesians 6:12. It's about, for instance, world leaders. They get affected by evil spirits. Everything's a spirit. Jealousy is a spirit. Anger is a spirit. Imagine, that's why people, they say like they black out when some people get so angry, right? So sometimes people do things without even thinking. That's how I was. I just do things without thinking when a person is angry. And I heard before, like, don't trust quiet people, because they're like dangerous or whatever. I don't know. But there's one person who likes to talk said that. I wouldn't trust someone that likes to talk, because they'll probably talk about whatever you guys talk about could be personal. If they run out of something to talk about to the next person. So like I said, they could be a walking, talking, journal telling newspaper. People like that are just good bullshit storytellers. That's what got me hated, I think, because they kind of condemn themselves. I think that's why I didn't go out for fire. But anyway, I'm not worried about that. It was fun, you know what I'm saying? But I gave my own company soon. It's just patience. I'm practicing patience, because I always been impatient. I start working out, running. I'm getting older. Believe it or not, I'm 43. And I think whatever the Bible says, it could be true. I'm not saying it is true, but it is true. I seen a person on, was a Chinese person, I think. Chinese guy on online. 60 years old, but he just looks like he's in his 20s. Built. And he said he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he eats healthy, goes to sleep. And I believe that's possible. You see in the Bible it says people live up to 150, 100 like that. I think it is possible because you take care of your body, you can live a long time. That's just my personal belief. But yeah, I wonder what you guys are doing. Like here, I just feel like I'm just holding the camera talking to myself, like no one's listening. That's why I think like, what am I doing? But from my neck of the woods, I'm from the woods, not the hood. I got a gauge, not a get. Living off the map. That's some stupid rhyme I used to write. I don't know if you heard that other rhyme, like how I used to write things. If you want to hear I'm not gonna say this time. I repented this song, so I don't think like this. But I don't want to swear, but I don't know. I don't want to. Play D-O-double G, fuck with me or slash cut motherfuckers up. What? Alizé sipping in these haters because he got me dipping in the mouth. I'm not from the south, east or west. Fuck the cops and the bulletproof. That's a cake. Headshots, never the chest sitting, moving towards me. The best is like hunting season when I'm coming for you. I take one shot, 2 cops drop, cause I'm feeling like a native legend, scalping like a dodge of bullets on the serve. I believe that everything you say will happen to you, can and will happen to you. Like I just said, I was talking about stabbing people up and I got shanked. I don't know if you've seen it, but it does hurt. They say bullets hurt, but knives hurt more. That's why you see me carrying those knives. Like I just use it to build things, maybe protection, but I will never hurt anybody because I know how that feels to be stabbed and worst pain ever. But that happened twice. I got a knife thrown at me. It stuck in my arm like this. It slid down like this and it fell down. Lucky it didn't happen in front of my kids. I think they did see it, but it happened behind the house. But my son did mention that, and I felt so bad because I didn't cause that, right? She just came up and she was like drinking, and I was like, she just asked for money, give me money or something like that. I want to drink, just like that. I told her, I was like, it's our kids' money. And then I had a knife here and it fell out somehow. She picked it up, unfolded it. She just threw it at me like that. I jumped back, both hands up. I just stepped back and got me right in the arm. And then I was bleeding out. I didn't even know. And the ambulance came there and they're like, if you don't go to the ambulance car, with the ambulance, we're going to arrest you. So I just went with them. You know why? Because I had a bottle at my grandpa's house. That's a power of alcohol. Even when I got alcohol dehydration, one of my auntie was the one where I'm living at currently. She was driving me to court because I was carrying a pellet gun. I almost got shot for that. Twice that almost happened. Once in college, and one this was like 2010, 9. Some of the guy came back from fire, had a pellet gun, called a cab. The cab driver saw it when I was trying to get my money out. Called the cops. Cops was like, "We had a high risk takedown for you." I was like, when he was taking my prints, I was like, "What is that?" Like, we had permission to shoot you, even though like you're just trying to reach for the gun and put it down. You had permission to shoot you. And that's why I was like, the Slave Lake, that same thing happened. I didn't point at no one. Someone saw me take it up, put it in the bag. It was a white girl. Next thing you know, they stopped and I wasn't listening. I was just sitting there. And the cop was like, get out, get out. I remember that. I wasn't listening. And he ended up grabbing me, throwing me out. That's why I got a scar on the left side of my face. I'll show you maybe sometime if you want to, like, but and on top of my head, I got hit with a 2x4 because I hit someone with the bat first. Then he beat me up again. While he was beating me up, my late cousin walked in and stopped it. If she never did, I probably would have been dead. And that's another story too. The same person that beat me up, we had a problem with. We were drinking together one time and I just looked at him, I was like, I forgive you. And then, he just started, he almost started crying. Like, you could tell, like, when someone's like, wants to cry, but you can't, you don't want to. And he was surprised. And to this day, we're friends, I guess. Not best friends, but we talk when I see him. Yeah, it was my fault. I don't blame nobody. It's my own wrongdoing. Everybody has choices. And I made mine. That's why I was like, just walking this out. I was like, think, why am I doing this? But I just started praying, and I pray and worship Him no matter how I feel, happy, sad. But some days I do feel. Sometimes I sing. I don't know why, but I just push record. Yeah. And that's when I was in treatment. I just sang because to impress a girl, and I ended up buying her a ring. I moved. I was supposed to go to college here, but I moved. I transferred to the other city, because I thought it would be closer to her, and I didn't even see her the whole time. But I did get my high school diploma though. Well, I need like a few credits. I was going to take a biology 20, math 30-3. 30 math 20-3. I passed with a 1%, 51%, barely passed, because I got a complete zero. My mark was at a 70, and one chapter I got a 0 on it, so my mark went down right to 51. And my English 30-3, first time I finished with that 88%, very first. Then well, of course, and I missed the government exam because of drinking back in 2010-11. And second time I passed with the course with a 77%. But the government exam, I missed part A. Oh, I wrote part A. Then I drank, of course, and I ended up going to jail, so I missed part B. And this last one happened when COVID happened, so I didn't have to write the government exam, so I just got a 65. And yeah, I lost my dad to COVID complications. Well, 2022, August 1st. And my mom passed from stomach cancer a day after her birthday, February 3rd, 2020, 6 months after I got stabbed. And my mom and dad have the same birthday, month, day, February 2nd, but different years. There's quite a few people like that in my family. They have the same birthdays. My brother and my uncle, my grandpa and mother, cousin. Yeah, I lost my uncle, my great uncle, and my uncle while I was in college, and I didn't even find out until maybe a week later. I was over there by myself, basically. I didn't tell nobody where I was going. No one knew where I was. That's what I was saying. I was over there, ran out of money. I was eating oatmeal. My dad got that time he got his residential school, 200-something thousand. And that's when I had a bad trip. I think he was mad at me because of that. I told him, Dad, could you send me $50? I don't have anything to eat. I'm eating oatmeal. And then he replied, if you don't do drugs, you'll always have money. So I was like, okay. That's all I replied. Somehow it worked out at that time too. I had nothing to, I was in those college dorms, campus. I took carpentry. I drank with some person that I never met. I went to school with them. Took the college. I finished my English 30-3. I applied for carpentry because Jesus was a carpenter, right? So I thought I'd be one. And I drank. I failed. And I drank. He never talked to me before. We started talking. He said he used to play in my dad's band, so I started talking with him. Then we ended up drinking during the day, and about that evening, during school, we're drinking, and that college course, carpentry, started drinking, and ended up going to jail. So, and that's another story too. I didn't get along with one of those people in the college dorm. Had an argument, and he said something like, "My dad's gonna f you up," and then drank with that person. I ended up getting kicked out. I knew they were looking for me, and yeah, I slept in a bush on a rug beside the campus because they locked the door to kick you out. And in that place, I didn't know anybody there, and went to church. I explained to the pastor, like, I go to church, only 4 places though. It was the church, no frills, weed store, liquor store just right next door. 4 places though. Oh, the college. I spent a lot of time there too. But yeah, I did. Back then I wrote something. Poem I'll do this from. This was back in 2 years ago, I think. But it really began in 2017, so I wasn't just doing this for, just started. But when my sister got sick, I got baptized, and I went to church, got baptized, and glad my mom went. See, good things could come from a bad situation. My sister got sick, and I ended up going to church. That's why I was like, I like to think that I didn't find God. God found me, right? So if I wasn't, I probably would have been dead. I probably would have been, I don't know if I told you, but I almost got drowned in the tub. I watched the tub water fill up. They had me in the bathroom, threw me in. That's why I got a scar above my eye too. I hit the side of the tub, and blood was just going in the water, and they threw me in there. I don't know, hold my head underwater. I was like, I want to live. That's all they said. To tell you the truth, that's all they said. I want to live, and they just stopped right there. And that's another time. Remember, I don't know if I told you, but I got shot between the eyes with the pellet gun. The pellet was stuck between the skin and the bone for 3 days because that time COVID happened, and they had from the res to the hospital, they only had 1 passenger policy. So I just walked around with a pellet in my face for 3 days. I just kept drinking, and it didn't hurt. The funny thing, it didn't hurt. It was kind of an irritation, something that bugs you. And when I went to the hospital, the nurse, whatever, doctor, she's a lady. She had a hard time getting it out because she had to really press down to grab it, and things like that I went through. People don't know. And the whole times that I ever got beat up, hurt, whatever by someone, nobody went to jail. I never told on no one. Back then I didn't know about the snitches get stitches or whatever mentality. That's another thing. Snitching ain't telling the truth ain't snitching in my eye. It's just a mentality, what people think, which is the media. Good is bad, bad is good. I don't know what else to say. I gotta go back. Gotta read these scriptures. Genesis 26:22. Oh, I was watching that church yesterday. They were talking about it. I think I don't know if I posted, but it was talking about Genesis 26:17. And I was just this whole time I was reading was Genesis 26:22. The whole time, that's all he gave me to read, focus on. And that is about gangs or something. He said something about gangs. But to me, my opinion, gangs are just a bunch of people with no futures telling other people what to do. And the sad part it is that they know that, and they just don't care. I already mentioned, I've been in jail. I've seen people in there that joined gangs back in the 90s, and it's affecting them to this day. Every time they go to jail, they have to go check in a PC. That's looked down upon, frowned upon. But me, I voluntarily went there because in GP, it was just noisy every day. I don't know, but I was coming back from court. I was talking to a friend there. The one I seen in high level there. I don't know what you know about it. Gave him $10. Gave him my hot wings. I mean, I thought that could have been me. So he was sitting there, hungover, outside the liquor store. Without thinking, I stopped beside him. He was like, "Buy me a boot, Mickey." I was like, "I don't want to go in there. You get it yourself." I gave him $10. Well, that's all I had anyway. So yeah, the days goes by quick, slow. So I don't know what to do. Probably just go back, practice. Oh, I got some things to do. Gotta use the bathroom.